So, how did these simple-minded men, how were they talked into selling the United States out to China? Okay, so you've got these same guys today that are making a big deal about China. They're beating the war drum. They're talking about our manufacturing base. These same guys were the ones that were, and their children, were the ones that were shipping our manufacturing base overseas. You know, they were doing this all through the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. They were doing it for trade association awards. That's what they were doing it for. $20, $30 plastic trophies. And so basically, okay, so the US dollar is not backed up by anything. It's fiat currency. It's not tied to gold. It's not tied to anything. The power in the US dollar was tied to contracts. Okay? And the global elite knew that. And so the world had all types of contracts with us, whether it was manufacturing contracts, oil contracts. That was a big one. That's a big reason why we're collapsing right now, is because nobody wants to contract oil in dollars anymore. But we'll get back to that. But basically, the elite around the world knew that they were moving the power base to China. Like I've told y'all before, empires do not fall. Empires, what they do is they just kind of break themselves down, sneak out the door and go set up somewhere else. And that has been happening for thousands of years. Empires don't fall, okay? So it was already decided that China would be the next empire. It was just how were they going to do it? So basically, like I told you, they used business people. They used business people to sell out their manufacturing base to China. And so basically, you know, the US dollar was backed up by business contracts. We don't have those business contracts anymore. We don't have oil contracts anymore. We do not have money anymore. It's all fucking paper. Okay? So basically, these business bozos, they wanted to look like big shots at their trade associations and their trade shows. And like I said, get these $20, $30 plastic piece trophies. And so they made all types of deals and contracts to move the manufacturing base to China. And so that's how we're basically, that's why we're at war with China now, or it's the precursors to war. This stuff doesn't need to happen. All these guys, like I tell you, they work together. They conspired to do this. These businessmen, you know, they're tools. They're tools. They're idiots. They did this stuff, like I said, just for vanity and ego. But we're undoing it all. Like I said, they don't have the authority to stay in power. You can see what they're doing. We know what they're doing. We caught them. Love y'all.